Books, a number of shades of paper bound or stitched together, especially a printed and bound volume. At least, that's what my friend Webster calls them. And yet, right, my fellow viewers, this channel is that bold to attempt the extraordinary, using books not only with the intention of decorating one's room, but also doing the unheard of with those silent creatures, reading them. Yes, you heard right. Even though that may sound like the most unusual thing one has ever heard about, books indeed can be read, learned and discussed about. And this is what this channel is designated to. Let's have a look in the books. In Libro, that's Ex Libris, out of the books. Hello there everybody, nice to meet you. My name is Till Hyman and this today officially is my first ever YouTube video. Yes, I can't believe it myself. I've been active here on YouTube since a couple of years, but always just passive. This is the first time me making active content, and yeah, this on my new channel Ex Libris, as you probably know by now. And yeah, let's come to myself. I'm, as already mentioned, I'm currently living, and I was born and raised here as well, in Low Saxony, Germany, and I'm a passionate book lover. I'm really a maniac, if it comes to that, one might even say. And this is really what I want this channel to designate to. I want to talk about the history of books, about antiquarian books and all books in general, and I'm going to talk you through a whole lot of topics. And if you enjoy content like that, please just go right on and like this video, and if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And now to the first topic we'll be ever addressing on this topic right here, on this channel right here, Ex Libris, or also known as Bookplate, which is, as you probably know by now, the title of this channel. What is an Ex Libris or Bookplate? Well, it's basically an ownership plate which people used to put in front of their books on the paste down, which is the piece of paper which is normally glued to the binding, and then there on this paste down on that Ex Libris plate, you would have, well, normally the lines Ex Libris, which is Latin and stands for out of the books, and also the name of the owner. For example, in my case, it would be Ex Libris Tilly Hayamani, which stands for out of the books of Till Hayaman, and yeah, so it was basically just a very fancy and very ornate way of telling the people, yes, this is out of my private library, this is owned by that and that person. And those Ex Libris, I'm actually going to make a separate video about the history of them, but just to inform you a little bit more about them, first got popular in the 16th century, so in the Renaissance era, right after the end of the medieval, when the book production really had its heyday, or its first heyday, you might even say. And then they really, yeah, stayed popular up to today, until today, you know. It's not that common anymore, as you may know, or as you may suspect, but there are still some bibliophile and book-loving persons out there who fancy having an ownership certificate, an ownership plate in their books in form of an Ex Libris plate, and there actually are people out there who professionally produce them Today we're going to produce an Libris plate on a budget, and we're really talking a budget. We're talking about a couple quid here, not that fancy stuff you may get online for a couple hundred. No, we're going to try making an Libris plate on a budget, and if you like content like that, yeah, then just stick around and see what I've come up with and what the finished product will look like. This right here is my very own desk, and as you can see right here, this is a very beaten up cutting mat, and I bought it a couple of years ago. Actually, I can't exactly tell you anymore. And this cutting mat indeed is well, a very loyal friend to me, but today we will yeah, really tear it up into pieces, quite literally. If you want to print your own, very own bookplate or ex libris, you should go right on and try it with block print, because any other method is either way too complicated, way over the top and out of the reach of a normal person, or what you also might want to try is well, just painting them yourself, but that is very tedious because you have to paint every ex libris plate on its own again, and that, yeah, would just be way too much work. So the block print is a cheap and very easy alternative, and you can do it with well, an assortment of materials. Many materials you may not feel like are adequate for that are everyday items, such as wood or a very thick and sturdy cardboard, but also I found out recently that the cutting mat is just the right material to be using. So if you have an old beaten up cutting mat, or if you really have a good wig and buy yourself a cutting mat to do the job, just go right on and cut it into pieces, and then, yeah, you trace on there your sketch, and then you can cut it out, chisel it out, and then apply a little bit of paint, and then you're ready to go. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. We're going to determine a size for our ex libris plate, then trace on a sketch, and then well, chisel it out and go right on and print it. If you want to follow along at home, that's exactly what I would recommend you to do if you really want to make yourself a nice ex libris plate. It's also nice for nice embellishments and decorative stamps of sorts, or maybe a gift card, happy birthday cards, stuff like that can be well executed with a cutting mat such as that. And yeah, I hope you find this content quite amusing, and if you want to follow along at home. Once you've settled on the size of your bookplate, you can go right on and trace that size over on your cutting mat, as you can see right here. Here you go. Here's my already pre-sliced, demolished cutting mat, and I've settled on a size of 7 times 12 centimeters. Once you've traced that over, you can get yourself a nice metal ruler. You also might use a wooden one, but I do recommend you getting a metal one rather than the wooden version. And then you get yourself a little nice knife such as this right here. Really, any cutting knife will do, and then you basically go over the traced out lines such as that. Go nice and slow at first so you don't mess it up in any way. I did. No, it's alright, it's alright. Oh, god damn it. Yes, I did mess it up a little. So yeah, you get the idea. You basically just pre-slice it and then you take yourself a very sturdy scissor, and I mean sturdy. You know, if you've got a pair of shears which isn't sturdy, it won't do the job. You need some proper material to get this cut, because it's very sturdy. Again, it's a cutting mat. It's not meant to be cut. It's meant to resist cuts of any kind. So bear that in mind and take yourself the biggest and sturdiest scissor you might imagine. Good. Keep on cutting it until you feel like you've reached a certain level of depth within your cuts. Then you can put away that cutting knife again and you get your sturdy scissor. In my case, it's very sturdy. It's an African handmade scissor. I don't know what it has been used for throughout the years, maybe even decades of its existence, but it's a very sturdy thing, I can tell you. And then you go right on and try to bloody cut it. Might be a little hard at first, but oh my god, yes, that is really hard. But once you've got the start, it will finally be a little easier. First side cut onto the next one. Okay, there you go, all nice and cut out. It's not as smooth as I'd like it to be, but I don't care. I mean, don't expect perfect results from that. You'll get decent results, but yeah, it won't be perfect by any means, but that's not really what I'm trying to achieve here. I'm trying to achieve quick but also as good as possible results, and I feel like I'm going to achieve it with that. Once you've cut out your piece you'll be working with for your cutting mat, such as that, you can go right on and plan out a design. So everything you need for this designing step is nice pencil, such as that, and obviously your imagination would be quite good as well, and a chisel. Please go on and use not rounded chisels, but those very sharp ones, you know, those V-shaped ones, because with those you'll get very decent results if it comes to chiseling out the surface. And if you're happy with your outlines, well, you can go right on and chisel it out, which I'm going to do after I've sketched out my general idea. This is what I've decided for as a motive. It's well, you might be not able to see it through the camera, but it is a winged lion, which in itself is already a little unusual. But we also got Ex Libris out of the books and my name down there, and then this little extra detail A to Z. So yeah, I'll carve that out now, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to show you. And yeah, then we're going to go right on and try to print a whole lot of bookplates out of this with that design. This right here is the outcome from my little little idea, my arts and craft idea, and I feel like it is pretty nice. I mean, it's not spot on, it's not the best I've ever done, but at the end of the day it's fine, it does its job, and hopefully once printed it will still please me as it does currently. So for printing, what you need is first of all your piece of carved out cutting mat, and also a couple more things, such as, let's get them, a little bit of printing colour and a little roll. This is a very small one, it's probably only 3 centimeters across, so you really want something bigger than that, but if you're working with a small plate such as this, it's really enough. And obviously you also need paper. You can use pretty much every paper you want. In my case I'm using some cloth made, handmade paper, but you also might go as far as using cheap printer paper. I mean, yeah, everything above 80 grams or 80 grams will be fine, will do the job, and then yeah, we'll go right on and print a couple of these bad boys right here. That will be a great fun, hopefully. Here we are again with our little setup all ready to go. So in addition to what I just said, you also need a very smooth surface, such as a sheet of glass or plexiglass or something like that. And yeah, I already prepared a couple of cards, as you can see right here, I'll be using to print on. It's probably about 20 or 30 in total. I didn't count them or anything. And yeah, you proceed as following. We've got this vinyl cut printing colour right here. We open it up, apply a little bit on the smooth surface, depending on how much you want to print. You can vary the amount of what you put on that sheet of glass or on your palette, whatever it may be. It's just important that you're able to spread the colour really nicely around. Then take yourself your paint roll, dip it into the paint, and then yeah, just spin it around so our paint roll is evenly covered with a layer of nice thick paint. You don't want blobs on there, you want it to be an even colour addition to that. And then you go right in and roll with that roll over the surface you'll be printing with, over your cut. Could take a little, especially the first time. You have to apply a little more so all the areas are really nice and covered. If they're not, they all stay blank. Generally speaking, the less black, or the less you chisel away, the more colour you'll be using later on in the printing process, and the more will appear as straight up black. Now it's a little tricky with this one, I don't know why, but seemingly is. okay, with that being done, it's all nice and covered. You put your paint roll back down, then you take yourself a nice piece of paper and carefully place it on there. Then you press it on with your fingers at first to sort of get the paint into the pores of the paper already a little bit. Then you take yourself a shoehorn or something similar, basically everything will do which is nice and smooth, and really try to scrape it on there, scrape the paper, which is why you need a little bit of sturdier paper. It will work with printer paper as well, but that might rip. The potential of that ripping is way higher than this sturdy, probably 300 gram paper. And make sure that you scrape over all the surface, such as so. And if you feel like you did, you can take it off. And this is our first result. I have to say, I'm not too happy with that. First of all, because I didn't cover all the spaces I wanted to, and second of all, because it's a very weak imprint, if you know what I mean. It's not very strong in its quality, but also I like it because it has everything on there which I wanted to end up on my print. And I like this rusty, very rough around the edges look. You won't get the most pristine results with that. You won't have the clearest edges. I can show you some previous results I had. Stuff like that. You know, that's a deck of playing cards I made. This is really the strongest you can get of a result. So if you're expecting the best kind of a result and the most clearest edges, you might be disappointed in what you're going to get with that. So yeah, I'm going to keep on making a couple of prints, and then I'll show you the result of them all gathered together. And this is the result of a little block print adventure. How did it go? Well, some of those are better, some of them are worse. Well, actually, many of them are worse, in fact. And I have to say, I did expect it to work a little better, especially considering that I did the exact same thing again before, and it worked so much better than today. But still, I am happy that I did that, and well, who knows, maybe in the next few months and days there will be a couple of books in my collection with those nice Libris bookplates in them. And that was pretty much it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, stay tuned for the next one. Have a good one.